This terrible routine, watching you, waiting for you to wake, hoping you will never remember these days of illness and treatment. One day, I'll bring you here, show you your tiny handprints on the wall, and you'll be annoyed that we all think of you as some big miracle. Cancer will be such a small part of all you could grow to be. You will tire of hearing about it. You won't want to see the cards and notes I saved, and I won't mind at all. I'll hold the memories of this hard day. You just leave it behind.
Farmer Bill makes the pigs bacon for breakfast. Farmer Bill rides the cows to the store for milk. Farmer Bill plays go fish with the ducks. The ducks always win. The horse can type 70 words a minute. Farmer Bill gives the pigs piggyback rides. The cows and the horses get together for cards at night. Those silly ducks take a bubble bath. Farmer Bill asks the horse to take the truck to town. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure I saw Farmer Bill doing that. Farmer Bill can control space and time.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not good. I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
No. Size matters. If I know how big it is, I can face it. I can size it up.
And it's quite small at this point, but unfortunately the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy.
Oh, wow. This is that conversation. Can't imagine we're having that
Has had a
conversation.
recurrence of his tumor.
Where is it? How big is it?
Well, it's in the frontal cortex. And it's quite small at this point, but unfortunately the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy. Parents always ask how big. Wrong question.
Always been clear.
They should ask where it is. Location is everything. Slow death or quick, symptoms and losses all come down to where. Well, it's in the frontal cortex. And it's quite small at this point, but unfortunately the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy.
And there it is. They get it now.
They've always been clear.
Sometimes I wish we could just leave them waiting a few more minutes, because once they get this news, their life never goes back to how it was before.
It's in the frontal cortex.
Those were their
It's
last
quite small
normal
at this
minutes,
point, but unfortunately
and
the
they
size
didn't even
isn't
know it.
terribly important.
I'm glad he's so good at this. He takes the losses so personally. Joel's looking good. He's been making progress, his weight is up. It's just hard to believe that we only made it halfway through chemotherapy. It was rough at first, but I really started to think that he was gonna make it.
Any recurrence means the chemotherapy has failed. This is a tragedy.
I'll nod my head.
With an ATRT,
Yeah, whenever I
since you
ask
have a
sciencey
recurrence of
questions, I
any
nod my head,
kind, it is fatal.
digesting every Latin
It's only a
word,
matter of
hoping
time
it will
before
stick to my
spreads several
ribs,
locations.
become part of me.
We've already thrown all
That
the
if I ask
chemotherapy
enough
we have.
questions, that maybe I can
We
get my
can't
brains
continue to
around
give
this
him
cancer,
chemotherapy that we know it's resistant to.
and I can choke it to death. I love asking good questions. It impresses them. They'll be impressed with the way we handle all of this. Such good, thoughtful parents that ask such good questions.
So there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
I guess I have imagined it.
With an ATRT,
I've
since you
imagined
have
it a
recurrence of
lot,
any
but not
kind,
like this.
it is fatal.
It's different.
It's only a
I
matter
thought I
of
would
time
sob
before it spreads to
uncontrollably
several locations.
or puke just right on the floor.
We've already thrown all the
I
chemotherapy
thought I'd
we
shake or
have.
wail or
We
something.
can't continue to give him chemotherapy
guess
that we
this
know
is
it's resistant
shock.
to.
Tragedy, he said. That's right. That's the perfect word for this. It's a tragedy. I wonder if he says that every time. He's crying a little. I love him for that. He's not callous, he's genuinely sad. She is too.
So there just aren't any treatment options that are curative. With an ATRT, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal. It's only a matter of time before it spreads to several locations. We've already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue to give him chemotherapy that we know it's resistant to, so there just aren't any treatment options that are curative. With an ATRT, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal. It's only a matter of time before it spreads to several locations. We've already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue to give him chemotherapy that we know it's resistant to, so there just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
We're
This is
very
not
good
what I wanted.
at end-of-life care. We're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
I guess I'm going to cry after all because they love us. And they love Joel, and
We're very good at managing the pain and masking symptoms at the end of life.
Okay, I said fatal. I said not curative. Have I said the word death yet? I can tell they understand, though. A whole new vocabulary. All the rules are different now. I think it's really sinking in. Oh, she's crying. We should wrap this up soon. All the details can wait. Radiation oncologist to decide whether we could do some radiation or just chemotherapy.
What would the radiation do?
Well, the radiation could probably kill the tumor we see now, which would prevent it from causing any symptoms. But it would not keep more tumors from developing, because we know if it spread here, it has spread other places too.
Is Nick crying?
how long are we talking about?
How am I going to hold it together now?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
Oh, miracles are
How
scary.
long are we talking about?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
How long are we talking about?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months.
So, the radiation would buy us some time.
No, nothing will really buy us any time at this point. It just can make the time you have left more comfortable. So, we'll schedule you to come back in Monday, and we'll have some options for you to consider. We're so sorry.
In the movie, I'd be kicking things and throwing chairs through windows. Amy would be sobbing and back against the wall, slowly falling into it. I should be yelling. Why am I not yelling?
Thank you. That means a lot.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, guys. It's not good.
The MRI?
They've always been clear. Joel's had a recurrence of his tumor. Well, where is it? How big is it? Well, it's in the frontal cortex, and it's quite small at this point. But unfortunately, the size isn't terribly important. Any recurrence of chemotherapy is fatal. This is a tragedy. With an ATRT, as soon as you have a recurrence of any kind, it is fatal. It's only a matter of time before it spreads to several locations. We have already thrown all the chemotherapy we have at it. We can't continue to give him chemotherapy that we know is resistant to. There just aren't any treatment options that are curative.
We're very good at end-of-life care. We're very good at managing pain and masking symptoms at the end of life. How long are we talking about?
A few weeks to maybe 4 months. We've given you a lot to think about.
Mm-hmm.